When I graduated high school, I kind of did the whole college process with an unclear mind and no real direction or sense of what it is I wanted to do. So I attended Westchester University for my first year, freshman year, with a buddy of mine who I roommated with for that entire year, and came to a conclusion at the end of it. After all the hanging out, and I got all my work done and everything that I had to get done, but I didn't do it efficiently. And when it came time to the end of the year, talking with my parents, we came to a conclusion that where I was in my life at that time at Westchester was not holding any opportunity for what it is I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do, I didn't know, but I had a thought. I had a thought of what I wanted to do, and that was ultimately get into the entertainment industry as a manager for different bands. So with that, talking to my parents, we kind of figured out a plan, on what I can do and a system that would work for me to achieve ultimate success. And we came to a conclusion that attending the community college local to us was the best decision, not only for money purposes, but just for sorting out my mind and figuring out what I want to do ultimately in life. And that year and a half at a community college, which is called Delaware County Community College, has led me here to Temple University, where I've been thrown in the middle of the city, a place that I've been wanting to live for years now. And it has given me great opportunity, not only for myself educationally, but for a band that I've taken the liberty of managing over the past couple of months. So I've really made a transition, leaving from the suburban communities to the now urban communities, inner city, and my culture change has just been a rapid fire of new things, new experiences, and ultimately, like I said, new culture. And that's been one of the greatest things that I could even ask for in my lifetime, and I'm really glad I get to experience that now. Very good. So one specific accomplishment in my life, I would have to say this internship that I had just done over the past summer of 2012 in Los Angeles, California. And this opportunity has come not overnight, that's for sure. And one thing I've learned from music and my love for it is that overnight success is something that is only shown in the videos, but it's not a real life thing. And I've been involved with this band called Slightly Stupid, whose management company is where I worked over the summer as an intern, called Silverback Artist Management. And I had been a street team member for them for about 6 or 7 years now, and just getting sent promotional material like posters, cards, even free music at some points to post up for whether it be summer tours, spring tours, fall tours, anything that's new that's coming out with the band because I love them so much. And after kind of networking, throughout the years with people who worked in the office, and once I left Westchester, it dawned on me that this could be an opportunity that is definitely attainable and something that I can't pass up if I have the opportunity to pursue. So with that, I used all my connections that I had within the organization of Silverback, which is still and always has been an independent label, and always welcoming in new types of support, whether it be interns or street team members located across the country. So I was in contact with various people and ended up getting an interview over my spring break, which I would say took me about 2 years to obtain that. And I think that they saw my determination and my dedication once I flew out for that week over spring break in 2012. And with that, I had gotten a phone call, or excuse me, an email no later than a month and a half ago when or a month and a half after my actual interview, and should have gotten one about 2 weeks after my interview, which they told me. But no worries, of course, on that at that end. They informed me that I got the internship for the summer, and 2 weeks later I was out there in California, living in the Westwood area, right off the UCLA campus, actually in a fraternity house that ended up being home sweet home, I might say, for my whole 2.5 months there doing this internship. But one thing I got to say about my experience out there was not only did I learn things about the business that I'm trying to get into, being exposed and living in an inner city for the first time in my whole entire life, my view on life in general has been transformed almost 360 degrees for, just the whole realization of life and the opportunities that are amongst me every single day, whether it's getting on the bus or walking out my front door or stepping foot into that office. There's always something waiting for anybody as long as they put themselves out there and make sure that they market themselves in the right fashion and in an orderly fashion. And I think that's one thing that I constantly am working on, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job on. One thing I've learned definitely in class is this thing called relationships. And relationships have been something that I have really taken to heart, not only since joining the class, but I would say for my entire life. It's not just a relationship based on a friendship, based on a business friendship, or anything of that nature. I've really come to a realization that these relationships, they're based on trust, and that's the whole entire foundation of it. Is this inner thinking of, can I trust this person, and can I rely on this person or these people to not just help me out, but ultimately help the people that I'm trying to help out in whatever it is I'm trying to do. For example, with the band that I manage right now, Reefed, we have Sandy relief efforts going on right now, and I've been able to contact different clean ocean organizations to help us with our donation and fundraising for money for Sandy relief to get our movement rolling a little bit. And I'm really relying on these people, to help us promote what it is we're trying to do, and they're also relying on us to come through, trusting us to come through and actually play these shows down in the Jersey beaches and come for these beach cleanups that we say that we're going to be doing. So it's really a whole thing that is an ever working process, and something that'll never stop, because these things that we're setting up with these organizations, they're not happening for another 2 or 3 months. And we could just say, we don't want to go do this. We'll say we will, but we won't. Or we could stick to our word and actually go do what we say we're going to do. And that is what people, I think, especially me, take really to heart and rely on when it comes to forming any type of relationship with people. And one thing I've learned about one thing I heard in the music industry after reading the Wall Street Journal a couple weeks ago, a guy from named Alan Sparhawk, said in an interview, he's in a duo group called Low with his wife. He says, you get so close to the music, he says you get so close to the music when he's talking about his new album and albums of the past. And one thing for me about music, and that really touches down on it, is even though I'm not musically inclined, nor have I ever been, there's always some way and somehow to get into whatever it is you're trying to get into.